Hi, I'm Ben Barker here at Red Sox camp in Fort Myers. The Red Sox underwent a lot of change this offseason, but so did Major League Baseball. Commissioner Bud Selig restructured the playoffs, adding a second wildcard team to each league. I talked to Red Sox DH David Ortiz about his feelings on the new system.
I don't know. I think, it's good because you're going to give the opportunity to another team that play well.
Bourne wasn't the only Brave to have a stellar season. In fact, Atlanta won 89 games and missed the playoffs by just one. Much like the Red Sox, the Braves are looking to move on. For the Atlanta Braves, the guys on the field are more than just teammates.
Wow. I love them. I love them. No, this is family. I got asked last spring, what was the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to about the upcoming season. It was just seeing the family again.
Like most families, the Braves have had their fair share of ups and downs. Last season, the team's downfall was the constant injuries, and it cost Atlanta a playoff spot.
You work hard as you want to in the off season, and your season goes one way there, and you have all the confidence in the world. But once you get an injury, you can't really control it.
But the main concern now is to stay healthy. But if I can stay healthy, I think everything will fall into place. But we had a great season last year. Unfortunately, we didn't like how it ended.
It ended with the Braves losing the final 5 games of the season. It was a losing streak that allowed the St. Louis Cardinals to sneak into the playoffs and win the World Series. Still, the Braves are sticking with their strategy, keeping the game fun.
When you're able to have fun, you're enjoying the camaraderie of your teammates. You're enjoying coming to the ballpark and hopefully winning that game. And obviously, that makes it a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable.
During the 90s and early 2000s, the Braves were one of the most dominant teams in all of baseball. During that time, Atlanta won 14 consecutive division titles. This year, the Braves look to start a brand new streak. Reporting with the Braves in Sarasota for WEBN, I'm Ben Barker. Boston Red Sox opening day is approaching fast, with the Local 9 heading down to Florida. Former NASN reporter Heidi Watney returned to Boston to show her support for the Jimmy Fund. Okay, so first things first, tell us a little bit about how you got involved with this event and just what the event is overall.
Well, it's Project Cupid. It's a charity date auction. So there's.
It was a successful day for Team USA in the first round of the Fed Cup. Christina McHale and Serena Williams each won their matches, giving the United States a 2-0 advantage over Belarus. Okay, first things first, congratulations on the victory today. Can you talk a little bit about maybe some nerves heading into the match and then that great start that you had?
Thank you. Yeah, this is my first time playing here in Worcester, so I was really excited.
With Valentine's Day just around the corner, the estate hosted the 3rd annual Jimmy Fund Project Cupid Date Auction. The event is for a good cause. All proceeds go to the AML Research Foundation. You'll be auctioned off tonight for a date. Tell us, what's your ideal first date?
What's my ideal first date? I'm pretty low maintenance.
Guys, it's good to be back here at GME, and good morning to Emerson. Good morning, Emerson. Good morning, Emerson. Good morning, Emerson. It's time for your daily dose of sports. 149 days later, the NBA lockout looks to be over. To the delight of basketball fans everywhere, the owners and players came to an agreement on Saturday morning. The handshake deal calls for a 66-game season that could begin on Christmas Day. The Bruins have been good. The Maple Leafs have been better. Last night, the second-place Bruins took on the first-place Maple Leafs, trailing Toronto by just 1 point. Former Bees Phil Kessel and Joe Colbrone awaited the Bruins and looked to knock them back in the Northeast standings. Let's head to the highlight. Coach Claude Julien looking to put the Bees in first early in the first. Leafs on a power play. Mikhail Gabrovsky beats Tim Thomas to the back of the net, puts the Leafs up 1-0 early, and Tim Thomas not happy about that. Bees looking to respond now. Boston on the power play. Seguin finds Lucic, finds the back of the net. That's Lucic's 9th goal on the year, and just like that, we're knotted up at 1. More from Lucic later. Boston now up 2-1, and the Leafs once again come storming back. Old friend Phil Kessel finds Jeffrey Lupul. He finds a loophole in Tim Thomas's game, and his 12th goal in the year ties it up at 2. Later on, Captain Zdeno Chara taking matters into his own hands. The nasty wrist shot beats Gustafsson. Puck actually got lost in the top of the net, but it does count as a goal, and the Bruins are once again on top. Bruins now up 4-3. David Krejci finds Lucic in front of the net, and once again, Lucic scores, shovels it home for his 2nd score on the game. Bees go on to win 6-3, and the Bruins finish the month of November 12-0-1. What a month it's been for the Boston Bruins. The Patriots are back to their winning ways. After back-to-back wins over New York and Kansas City, the Pats flew into Philly looking to make it 3 in a row. The Dream Team Eagles would be without Michael Vick, so Coach Andy Reid looked to Vince Young to take down Tom Brady and the Patriots. Let's head to the highlight. Vince Young and Tom Brady, not the matchup we expected when the schedule came out, but a good one nonetheless early in the first. Vince Young says, let's see Michael Vick do this. The bomb downfield to Riley Cooper, who reels it in. He's marked down inside the 5-yard line. LaShawn McCoy would punch it in on the very next play, and the Eagles go up early. Now down 10-0, the Patriots would respond on the ground. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, the law firm, punishes it forward into the end zone for the score. Patriots cut the Eagle lead to 3. Same score early in the second. Tom Brady's going to avoid the pressure here, and he calls for his man Deion Branch, and DB comes up with the catch, and he's going to make some guys miss. Rumbles all the way inside the 5-yard line, good for 60 of his 125 receiving yards. Green Ellis would once again end the drive with a touchdown. He had 2 on the game. Now up 14-0. Tom Brady wants Wes Welker. He's looking for him, and there he is. Wide open, Wes Welker makes the catch. That's a 41-yard score. That puts New England up big. At this point, this game has become a joke, but what's a Patriots victory without a little Gronk? It's nothing. So Brady's going to go laser beam over the middle to Rob Gronkowski. He's into the pay dirt. Another touchdown. That's Gronk's 11th of the season. Patriots go on to destroy the Dream Team Eagles 38-20. Patriots take on the 0-11 Indianapolis Colts on Sunday as they look to make it 4 straight victories. After a long wait, the Boston Red Sox have finally found their new skipper. Bobby Valentine will be taking the reins of the Sox in 2012, becoming the 45th manager in Red Sox history. Valentine previously managed the Texas Rangers from 1985 to 1992, and then the New York Mets from 1996 to 2002. His managerial peak came in 2000 when he took the Mets all the way to the World Series. The Mets, of course, lost the Subway Series to the New York Yankees, and Valentine was fired 2 years later. Valentine will have his hands full in 2012. The Red Sox are coming off the biggest September collapse in baseball history. The Sox will introduce Bobby Valentine to Boston tonight at 5:30 for his scheduled press conference. That's all the time we have for sports this morning. That's all we've got for sports this morning. That's all the time we have this morning for GME Sports. That's all the time we've got for sports this morning. Now let's send it back to 2 guys who I'd absolutely let run the point at the guy. Albert Pujols is going back. Well, he's going to Cali. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim signed the 3-time NL MVP to a 10-year, $250 million deal. That's a lot of cash. The Angels entered the bidding late Wednesday after the Miami Marlins turned their attention to signing pitcher Mark Burley. Back in St. Louis, the Cardinals will have to fill the void left by Pujols. And on the last day of baseball's winter meetings, focus now turns to free agent slugger Prince Fielder. Have no fear. Big Papi's here. David Ortiz has accepted the Red Sox offer for salary arbitration. There were questions as to whether or not the 7-time All-Star would be back in Boston. Ortiz made comments in October saying there was just too much drama around this team. The 36-year-old is expected to get between $14 and $15 million next season. Ortiz accepted the offer, but the 2 sides are still working toward a longer deal. The Sox had put a 2-year, $18 million contract on the table. Last year, Ortiz hit .309 for Boston with 29 home runs. The Harvard Crimson are red hot. They hope to turn the Huskies crimson with shame as they took on UConn in their home court. This is the first game Harvard's ever played as a ranked team. Halfway through the first half, close game. Ryan Boatwright takes the J. That's off, but boom! Thank you very much. Andre Drummond scoops in for the rebound and the dunk. 3-point game. A few minutes later, Christian Webster passes to Kyle Casey, and he dials long distance. Yeah, someone's picking up on the other end. UConn still leads 28-22. 2-point game now, top of the second half. UConn's Jeremy Lamb for the 3. Remember that name. This kid is going to do good things. UConn takes a 5-point lead. Just under 5 minutes to play now. Harvard looking to close this 10-point gap. We've seen it once. Let's see it again. Kyle Casey. Got it! Not so fast, though. The Huskies throw the ball up here. It's going to do a little bit of a dance around the rim, but tap it home. Huskies go on to win 67-53. Hello and welcome to this New England Nation Sports Blast. I'm Ben Barker. It's one of the best rivalries in all of sports. Sunday, the Celtics traveled to Los Angeles to take on Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. The Celtics held a lead with under a minute to play, but the Lakers put the ball in the hands of Kobe Bryant, and he delivered. Andrew Bynum added the hook shot to make it a 3-point game, but the C's had a chance to tie, but Boston just couldn't get it to go, and the Lakers win a big one at home. The Celtics got some more bad news after the loss to the Lakers. After taking a routine screening, Boston center Chris Wilcox was diagnosed with a potential heart ailment. Wilcox will undergo multiple tests to determine the severity of his condition. There is no timetable set for his return to the court. Peyton Manning may be on the move. After being released by the Indianapolis Colts, Manning has been weighing his options for the future. Over the weekend, the quarterback was spotted meeting with team officials in Arizona and Denver. The Cardinals and Broncos appear to be the clear favorites to sign Manning, but he has not yet engaged in contract negotiations. We're all out of time for this New England Nation Sports Blast. I'm Ben Barker. Have a good night. The NBA and NHL are at the midway points, but do you smell that? That's right, spring is in the air and baseball is just around the corner. The sports world is going insane over the success of the Knicks' new young point guard. But is Jeremy a true winner? Former Red Sox captain and A-Rod face stuffer Jason Varitek has announced his retirement. Will the Red Sox select another Capitan for the 2012 season? And the NHL trade deadline has come and gone. Find out who made the best last-minute acquisitions right here on Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. I'm your host, Ben Barker. Now, last week, Marcus Garcia and the Red Scare pulled off the upset of the season when they defeated Ian Steele's Purple Panthers. Granted, it was the first episode of the season, but we'll still give Marky Mark some credit. This week, the Green Liners and Blue Steel have infiltrated the studio, and they are looking for their first wins of the season. Let's first meet Team Blue Steel. Ross, let's jump right into the first topic of the show. At the end of the 2011 season, the Red Sox left many people brokenhearted. Still, the man who they may have hurt the most was manager Terry Francona. After the epic collapse, Tito stepped down as manager, opening the door for current skipper Bobby Valentine. Bobby V has already set the tone at spring training, cracking down on the Sox with his no-nonsense attitude. Guys, will the Sox win more games under Valentine in 2012 than they did last year, starting with the Green Liners? But at the end of the day, I think that you could put me in the dugout and I could get this team more than 90 wins. They have one of the most potent offenses in baseball, and if they have a healthy rotation, they're going to be just fine. So the points are coming over here to the Green Liners. Isaac, you're going to get the goal, and Malcolm, you've earned yourself an assist. Congratulations for the first points of today's matchup. Okay, guys. The first half of the NBA season was chock full of jaw-dropping storylines. From the lowly Sixers emerging as an Eastern Conference beast to Jeremy Lin dragging the Knicks out of the basement and into the playoff picture. But to be honest, I think it's kind of getting old. Guys, give me some potential storylines for the second half of the NBA season. The Pacers are going to be a good storyline. Say they even don't get by the Heat or the Bulls. Do you think they still have that potential to be a big storyline heading into the playoffs? Look, I don't think that it would be a big surprise if the Miami Heat won the NBA championship, and I don't think that it will be Dwayne Wade that's the storyline if they do. It's going to be LeBron, if anything, that would make a good storyline. A guy that's never got a ring, and then all that they've been talking about this year is that he can't play in the fourth quarter. If LeBron comes out in the NBA Finals and dominates the fourth quarter, there's a storyline. Points are going to come over here to you guys, and that will do it. Good. That's all the time we have for the third episode of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Today, the Green Liners won their second straight matchup, while the Red Scare just couldn't get it done. Join us next week for more UC, and as always, check us out online at eivtv.com for UC extras, including interviews with today's winners and losers. For all of us here at UC, I'm Ben Barker. Take it easy. Take it easy. As always, take it easy. Congratulations, gentlemen. Harvard University has not won a Beanpot championship in 19 years. Since then, the Crimson have had to watch crosstown rivals Boston College and Boston University pile up a combined 18 titles. In the midst of a season that has had its ups and downs, Harvard head coach Ted Donato is looking for the first-round Beanpot matchup with BU to serve as a turning point.
I know our guys are excited about it. Having had a chance to play BU last week, it's kind of stoked those fires a little bit of looking forward to the Beanpot. So, it's been a while since we've had success in the Beanpot, and I think it certainly would be a nice year to change that around.
If Harvard can change that around, it will happen on one of Boston's biggest stages. All Beanpot games are played right here at the TD Garden, home of the Celtics and the Bruins. The change in scenery means some added excitement for the players on the ice.
Everything is exciting about the Beanpot tournament. I think just from the day we get ready for it, we get like a little police escort kind of to the game. You kind of feel like it's like a professional game when you're going there. The whole city is kind of behind it.
I have great expectations for this Beanpot, especially being in my senior year. I hope that we could change what's been happening the past few years at Harvard and hopefully win.
Harvard's chances of winning may begin on the bench.
Coach Ted Donato is a Harvard grad who was on the ice when the Crimson won its 9th Beanpot Championship.
That was exciting, and you know, looking back now, you know, I really do enjoy thinking about winning that Beanpot, and I'd like nothing more for our players to be able to have that same memory.
A memory that would be carved in Harvard history forever. Reporting for New England Nation, I'm Ben Barker.